T-minus 90 seconds and counting. All systems are go. We're about 90 seconds from the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery.
Go for launch, GC. Go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Bravo, go. GC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Eco, go. FAO, go. Payloads, go. Stand for the customer, go. DPS, we're go. Eco, go. Booster, go. Surgeon, go. PRS, go. Okay. And let's see, we'll wait on GNC.
T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Discovery is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start.
STO, hear you loud and clear, 5 mics. Tell me. Have you loud and clear as well, thank you, sir.
Go for auto sequence start.
And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 17 seconds and counting. 15, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, start, 2, 1, booster ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.
Solid rocket booster separation confirmed. Guidance now converging. Discovery's onboard computers commanding the main engine nozzles to swivel, aiming the shuttle for its precise target in space for main engine cutoff.
Should have a good forward leg now at S10.
Okay, you sound good.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy, a negative return.
Can we get some cash money now?
Oh, plenty dollars. Plenty dollars. Can we get cash?
some cash money now?
When the night's getting cold, you're needing a shoulder. Puff out your chest and be a little bolder. All we do is we buy and hold. There will be shills who wanna steal your thrills. There will be friends who hold till the end. There will be doubt, fear and cloud, but it's all in your head. Those hedgies are dead. Panic and fear really are near, but it's not ours to own. We have shown that all we do is buy and hold. Oh, there will be shills who wanna steal your thrills, and there will be friends who hold till the end, and there will be doubt, fear and cloud, but it's all in your head. Those hedgies are dead. So when the night's getting colder, you're needing that shoulder. These apes got your back. We got each other. All we do is we buy and hold.
Good morning, you filthy apes. Welcome to AMC and APE, where we buy, we hold, and we screw those hedgies. Screw them! That's right. This is where we like to fling some poo and eat crayons for breakfast. Rock strong. All right, here it is. I'm hitting you with a come to Jesus moment today, guys. I'm getting on my soapbox at least twice in one day today. The title for the day is Some of Us Didn't Hold Ape. Now what will you do with AMC? Greed is a loser's game. In the filing from the court document that I posted to you guys yesterday, I made it through probably a good portion of it, but I haven't been able to finish it just as of yet. But in the Court of Chancery of the State of Delaware, the notice of pendency of stockholder class action and proposed settlement hearing, and right to appear, this section stands in here and is probably, of the things that I have read so far out of this, is probably one of the most damning things out of all this. For those of you who want to blame Adam Aaron, don't look to Adam Aaron for the fault of what happened to Ape, because it is very clearly stated as can be inside of this document. Among other things, holders of common stock who never sold their ape since the distribution would not suffer dilution of the value of their equity when the conversion took place, but a significant number and potentially a majority of the apes had been purchased by bona fide purchasers for value from holders of common stock or the company through at-the-market sales program. It is very, very clear what happened to OBV at that time. OBV is extremely telling in what occurred. And apes, the true apes that were actually holding their positions, didn't actually start showing as holding their positions because there was so much selling going from the very first day of trading until about December 23rd, it looks like. The OBV never actually got back to the top side, where there's more buying pressure than selling pressure that was occurring. There was a definite sell-off here. And the people who were only supposed to be holding on to shares was And I don't know exactly what the dates were that Adam Aaron. I should probably plug them into my chart here, but I don't know what the dates are. I'm pretty sure the dates were after this point that they did some at the market offerings, but it could have been before. It's pretty significant as to how much selling was going on in here. So there's something that we're looking at now. If this is what selling looks like, we have a choice ahead of us right now at this very moment. Between now and the end of this period of time here where we have the conversion reverse split, we saw what selling on Ape's part did to price. We have a choice with AMC now, and the choice is arbitration to arbitrage. Some people may choose to sell their AMC positions to try and gain a better position in Ape, so that when they convert, they'll have more shares at a cheaper price. Can you imagine why the price is cheaper? Can you think of a reason why the price is cheaper? Because they want you to do that. That's exactly what they want you to do. Why? Because AMC holders have been holding their shares and causing problems. They need you to sell their shares of AMC. You have a choice. You have a choice. And you're going to have a choice of greed here. Do you go for more and destroy everything that it is that we've tried to accomplish over the last 2 years? Or do you hold? That's your choice. It's your money. I've never said anything else other than that. I can't make that choice for you. But I'm telling you right now, guys, they convince people to sell their Ape shares. And you can see it. And you can see what happened to price. We're responsible for that. We have to own that. There were people within our community who decided that that was a good idea, and they followed it. You're gonna have to decide what you're gonna do and who you're gonna listen to, and whether or not you're gonna allow them to be a part of the community. I'm just telling you guys what I'm seeing. It cannot be any more clear than this statement right here, that a significant number and potentially a majority of apes had been purchased by bona fide purchasers for value from holders of common stock or the company through at the market sales program. No, not necessarily better. Not necessarily. It's your choice. 2 years. Is money going to be what it is? It's going to cause you to lose out on this, on a potential great deal, and potentially saving a company? Greed is a loser's game. All right. Let's take a look at the numbers, see what we got going on here. I'm going to take you guys over to the other page. I'm not going to be able to see what it is you guys are currently writing, so hold those personal thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns until you see the big tramp back up on the page again. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Sorry. Let me take you back real quick here. Some of you guys may have been wondering, what does holding look like, by the way? Something happened here. Don't know what. Something real happened, though. This does look like holding right here. I really don't know what happened right here. Somebody decided, a large group of shareholders decided they didn't want to be a part of this any longer. This could be partially Antera. perhaps selling off some of their position and then buying back in, possibly. I'm not positive, but something did happen right here. That's. Oh, and by the way, for anybody who's dogging on Antair being a part of a deal with AMC, I want to remind you that the price of AMC, or Ape rather, I should say, was at 66 cents until Antair got involved. And when Antair got involved, now our price has been over $1.50 for a while. So anybody who's throwing trash out there about the whole Antair thing, this is why I've been saying to you guys for a long time. Having institutions that can buy and be long on a stock is something that is the dip is from no volume. No, it's not. No volume doesn't cause dips like that. That's selling pressure and the buying pressure that occurred during that time. What was it? What was I saying? Oh yeah. Antera institutions needing to be a part of this play in order to help improve price or hold price where it's at is a thing. And Antera is a great example how institutions can help drive price up when they have ownership of shares. And so we've seen price go from 66 cents a share all the way up to we're at now $1.57. That's a pretty nice gain, considering the fact that they hold what is it? Close to, I can't remember how many shares they hold exactly. I'd have to go back and recheck and see. I don't want to say a number without remembering what it is, but a significant portion of shares. We'll just say that. All right, let's take a look at these numbers and see what we got going on here. Two-factor authentication, if you don't have it, you may want to consider getting it, as it could prevent somebody from getting into your account. Let's check this out here and see what we got going on here. When you do get two-factor authentication, to test it out, see if it's something you can live with. If your broker allows you to put in a secondary device to be able to receive the passcode, not a bad idea to set that up in case something happens to your primary. Please, please, please take pictures of your portfolio or video footage and save that for your own personal records in case something should happen with your broker to where there's a disagreement in what it is that you hold. You'll have proof. Don't be that person that doesn't have proof. Let's see what we got going on here. Taking a look at the top left-hand side, price prediction tally points from yesterday. Let's see here. We had Ape was a total of, oh, you know what? I got to put on my glasses. Holy moly. I don't have my glasses on yet. I actually I woke up early this morning. Part of some of the reading that I did was this morning. I didn't have time to do some reading last night because I've gotten onto this like really weird like partial sleeping schedule where I do like part of my sleeping in the afternoon, and then I wake up and I'm up for like 2 or 3 hours, and then I do the rest of my sleeping in the early morning hours. I don't like this schedule. I got to get off of it somehow. But for some reason or another, this is happening. So I got up a little extra early this morning, was doing some reading already, and but I didn't clean my glasses. I was like, I got to clean my glasses when I'm with you guys. That's what I do every day. So still got to clean these suckers. Let's see here. Oh yeah, those look good. Nice. All right, here we go. Price of Ape closed at 157. AMC closed at 590. The combined total was 747. Minus $1.50 puts us at 597. Nobody had a price prediction in there. It was funny because two of us went low on price predictions. Me and Einstein went 560. I went 560. Einstein went 569. Eric and Apex went 604 and 608, so they were the closest to it. But it's funny that the price predictors split, and the price found itself like right in the middle. Well, not right in the middle, but in the middle of our predictions there, a little bit towards the top side. But it was kind of funny how that worked out. But nobody got the exact number, but we all got a price prediction tally point. So let me add those in here real quick. Congratulations one last time to Eric for the win for last week. Alrighty. Starting with short exempt volume. Short exempt volume is, let's see here, 200.3 thousand shares for AMC. Oops, that's not the right one. 200.3. And let's see about Ape. Ape had 57,000 shares. Just a little bit less than it had yesterday. In total, AMC was up 0.17. And Ape was up 0.64. Let's see if we still have 100% utilization going through Ape, or AMC rather. I'm showing 100% utilization for AMC. May 8th. That is correct. Okay, so we're at day number 80. 80 straight trading days of 100% utilization. And Ape is at 53.52, which is a little bit down. Let me go back real quick here. I just want to check something real fast. I just started thinking about something. I know we had a bump in utilization for Ape at a very specific point. I'm wondering if that can be tied into that little period of time that we had. You know, when I go over Ortex data, let's take a look at that and see, because I'm looking at it right now, and I think March 7th through March 15th. I think I see the utilization. Yep, utilization almost followed the trend perfectly. So we'll take a look at utilization here and overlay that on top of the little dip that we saw in the move on Ape and OBS. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. But let's keep moving forward with the numbers. As far as max pain goes, I would expect to see that probably stay the same at $6. It might, no, I think it'll stay at 6. Let's refresh. 6 it is. Max pain is still $6. Off exchange by the end of the day yesterday, I would expect to see about 64% between off exchange and EDGX. We had 49.62% in off exchange for AMC. EDGX was at 12.05 for a total 61.67%. That's about 2.33 less than what it should have been. CHX volume was 0.08 with a 30-day average of 2.44. So it does. That was a really low amount of CHX volume. We've been seeing that pretty consistently high, which could mean that they have found all the failure delivers that they needed to find that are coming due, or that were due at the time, which is a possibility that they have another round of large amount of shares that are coming up due. On Ape, final numbers for the day, and this was heavily suppressed yesterday, which is telling me that we're probably seeing some additional buying pressure going through Ape right now. We're seeing more buying pressure than selling pressure on AMC, and Ape doesn't have, as far as retail is concerned. So an Ape isn't making the list here, but I'm not sure why we're seeing so much suppression in price through volume going through these exchanges. But off exchange was 63.8%. That's almost enough to just make the total daily amount. EDGX on top of that was 5.92. So we're looking at about 5.72% higher than what it should have been going through those exchanges. Only 100 shares through CHX. And then GME has, if we can pull it up, it's not working. Come on, GME. You can do it. Pull up. It's a blue screen. Blue screen of death. I don't know why GME is not pulling up here. There it is. CHX is 0.23 with a 30-day average of 0.19. That is elevated. It was only 5,421 shares that went through that exchange, but it is elevated volume. Normally, I would say for GME, like 30,000 shares would be a fair quantity to go through there. Just note that the percentage was high. Taking a look at what are we going to? Institutional ownership of AMC. Yesterday it was 132.84 million. Today it is 132.839, which is just a smidgen lower. Options, highest amount of call open interest strike volume is at a $6 strike with 35.1 thousand contracts. Yesterday was 27.8. On puts, highest amount of volume is at a $4 strike. There was 26.2 thousand contracts. Now there's 26.6. Market suggesting in open interest to close somewhere between $4 and $6 by the end of the week. $6 is max pain. But that looks like the market's saying that it wants to close out price by the end of the week around 5. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the. I'm going to take you guys over to the other screen. Let's take a look at the rest of the data after I put up a little bit of music as I move some screens around. I mean, so the combined price of AMC and Ape currently is at $7.48. We had this really we had a dip down yesterday in the pre-market that retested $7.15 and then drove up after well, just a little bit before market opened and really kind of closed us out. I think it was just like a fraction of a penny higher than what we had the previous closing price. And what we tend to be doing is following this ascending level of, I guess right now, since we're under, I'm going to call it resistance. And you can kind of see it's been resistance for quite a while. So perhaps maybe we're going to keep continuing to follow that. If that's the case, then we would need to see a closing price for the end of today somewhere around, let's see here. $765 combined, and we're at 751. So I'm going to write down 765 combined, and I'm going to see if I can't come up with a price prediction that's close to that in regards to where I think AMC and Ape's price is going to. On Ortex, estimated short-term interest, the free float is currently at 24.76%. Here's our utilization at 100%. On loan amount yesterday increasing from 160.46 to 162.27. So we're starting to see, this means when we start seeing numbers like this, it means, or more lending of or borrowing of shares, that's going to usually cause the on loan average age per day to start dipping a little bit. So we're, let's see, 27, 21. So we're looking at like 79, 1.79 million more shares borrowed yesterday. I just want to confirm that data real quick here because I'm not sure if my math is on or not this morning. 162.27. 160.46. Nope, I was wrong. 1.81. I was off by 2. All right, 1.81 million new shares having been borrowed yesterday. The estimated short share interest of the free float driving up as a result from 24.64 to 24.76. Here's your on loan average age per day dipping. There it is. Yes, big dip there. 118.18 down to 110.19. Big dip there with those new shares having been borrowed. That kind of with that much of a big dip there, it kind of tells me that I mean, it's only 2 million new shares on loan. That was a big dip. It kind of makes me wonder if there's some older positions that were closed out yesterday. Potentially. Taking a look at security lending volume, it did increase. It went from 21.52 million to 24.01. Utilization. Oops. Utilization on Ape decreasing day over day from 54.54 to 53.52. So this, I'm not even sure what's going to go with on loan here. Usually that a drop in utilization would mean a drop in on loan amount, but lately we've been seeing an opposite effect on this. Oh wait, let me go back to Ape or AMC real quick here. I forgot to check out the how much the short interest was that was out of that 1.81 million. Let's see here, 2464. 0.12. Of the 181, and this is about 1/3, so that's pretty normal. Of the 1.81 million new shares loaned out, about 622,000 of that was in new short interest. Sorry, I forgot to do that part. And taking a look at on loan amount for Ape, I don't know if this is going to go up or down. I mean, with utilization going down, I would think that on loan amount would be going down as well. Okay, it did. It went from 23.8 down to 23.27, 5.53. So 530,000 shares having been returned yesterday. It's going to cause the estimated short share interest of the free float to slightly drop day over day. It went from 5.17 down to 5.14. Total amount of, or the on loan average age per day when you're dipping like this could kind of tell us what was being closed out. It seems like it might have been newer positions that were closed out because it started skyrocketing. It went from 79.6 on average loan per day to 83.95. It's really starting to move up quickly here. Security lending volume did dip day over day from 3.8 million to 617,000 shares. If they returned 530,000, then that means that yesterday they only borrowed about 100 and not even 100,000 shares. It's a pretty low borrowing day. Oh wait, I said I would take a look at utilization and show you that dip. Here's utilization. Let's go back to the March time frame for utilization, and you can see right here, you can see the opposite kind of signal in utilization, which is a sign of borrowed shares occur, and you can see there was a big borrowing of shares that occurred during that time. So, and if you take a look at what's going on with OBV and representation to that, you can see that, let's look at the dates here. The exact opposite effect occurred on the holding amount of shares during that time. So you can see that on-loan amount shot up from 24.84 all the way up to 31.64, trended that way from March 7th until about March 14th. And then if you come over here to the OBV chart, March 14th is where we see the other side of that. We see a dip down. So once the shares had been borrowed and then started being returned, you can see that there was a selling pressure that occurred in here in this time. So somebody borrowed some shares, and then they found shares in the marketplace as price was running down. You can see there was a downwards momentum in price here. I'll try to exaggerate it a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. This downwards momentum in price was real, meaning there was somebody sold some shares in here. And then as price started to rise back up, somebody bought some shares back. And so you can see it right here in the on-loan amount that occurred leading into this time frame. Because the day that those shares were no longer being borrowed was on the 14th and the 15th is where it starts shooting back down, and that's right where price started running down at. Somebody borrowed shares to drop price, and as they dropped price, they found somebody who was willing to sell. That's how the game works. Orders by Fidelity customers. AMC was on this list most of the day. I think there was 1 hour where we fell off the list, but for most of the day yesterday, considering the fact that we had low volume, AMC was on this list towards the very end of it. Let's see. This is all of the numbers for the entire day yesterday, so we should maybe be on this list here at the very bottom, perhaps. Yep, we're down here. AMC did make the list. We had our total buy-sell ratio yesterday ended up at 64.88% buys to 35.12% selling ratio. So that's not bad. Anything over 60-40 is good, in my opinion. I do not see GME or Ape on this list. SSR trips at $5.31 for AMC for the day. Oh, excuse me. Let's see what it does for Ape. 1.413. Shares available to borrow is 30,000 shares. I know that was about 1.2 million, I think it was last night. Yeah, 1.2 million. So all but pretty much almost the whole 1.2 million or 1.17 million. I'm just going to go ahead and round it up because of some of the shares I didn't count from yesterday, from the ETFs that were borrowed and today's ETFs. I'm just going to go ahead and round it up to 1.2 million shares borrowed so far for the day today. Yesterday it was 2.8 million. So let's see, 1.2 million borrowed so far. Fees are currently at 153.6%. We have 98,000 contracts out of the money on the calls versus 16.4 thousand contracts that are in the money. 108.9 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts versus 28.9 thousand contracts that are in the money. There's quite a stacking of puts at each $50 or 50 cent increment down from where we're currently at on AMC for puts. So every 50 cents that the price goes down, somebody's making money on puts or shares, one or the other. Let's take a look at how the market's doing for an open on the futures here. VIX is showing up 2.25%. That means that the market's down. I would say this is pretty close to about accurate on where the market should be with that kind of a percentage. Most of the markets are down anywhere from 0.42 to 0.55. So as of right now, it's looking like a red open for the day today. Let's take a look at banks. Banks in the pre-market this morning that are plus or minus 3%. We've got PacWest down 9.88%. That's our biggest mover. Ethereum Classic is up 3.57. Almost touched the bottom side of this wedge here that I've got to break out for at the end of the month. Almost touched. US dollar currently showing up 0.25. Usually when that's up, the market's down. Oil is up, or should be. Oil is up 1.17. Mortgage-backed securities are down anywhere from 0.49. Oh no, this is yesterday's data. Never mind. This is not pre-market. Pre-market on SPY is down 0.38. Tesla in the pre-market's down 1.09. Amazon is down 0.08. Cinemark is down 0.06. Doge is up 0.74. Bitcoin is down 0.02 at 27.6K a coin. Let's take a look at that on the big chart here. Not quite making it down as low as I would have expected it to go to, but it's close. Let me see how many days was this lagging for? Let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days before it returned, kind of where I would expect it to be. So 6 days passed. So we might see this drop down a little bit more here over the next 2 days and finally settle in on about 26.6. So maybe another 10K on Bitcoin and then some consolidation. I might have to draw my line out 6 days. I know I expanded it by 3, but I might need to expand my box by about 3 more here. There was something that happened right here. And my guess is somebody probably needed some quick or fast liquidity. So they pulled equity out of Bitcoin, it looks like. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. GME in the pre-market is down 0.15. HYMC is breaking even. NCMI is up 0.33. Hood is down 0.67. Ape is breaking even. AMC is up 0.34. Inflow versus outflow. Yesterday we had like just a smidgen more outflow by about 200,000. 7,420 shares traded so far this morning on AMC. Super low volume. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here. On a 4-hour chart, there's more selling pressure than buying pressure than RSI at 57.09, which is slightly above average. On a 1-hour time interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure than RSI at 53.71. Which is slightly above average. We're getting a divergence in the vortex indicator that looks like it's about to occur with that more selling pressure. On a 30-minute interval, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with a little bit of whipsaw kind of going on here in the pre-market. RSI is at 55.86, which is slightly above average. On a 5-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure than RSI of 62.11, which is above average. Taking a look at Ape. Yesterday there was about $100,000 more outflow than inflow. 2.73 million or 1,000 shares, not million, 1,000 shares traded so far this morning. Super low volume. I mean, I'm going to have to go with bare minimums here on volume predictions for the day. On a 4-hour chart, we've got more selling pressure than buying pressure than RSI 56.53, which is slightly above average. On a 1-hour time interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with a divergence within the last 2 hours. RSI is at 52.25, which is average. On a 30-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure, just slightly. RSI at 50.29, which is average. And on a 5-minute interval, just slightly more selling pressure than buying pressure than RSI of 47.36, which is just slightly below average. Taking a look at the Ichimoto on the 1 hour for Ape. Lagging line is on price line. Conversion is, I can't see base. Where is base? Base says It's lower. It must be right on this red line right here. It is. Okay, I can kind of see it. So conversion is above base, and lagging line is almost above price line, and anything above where we're at right now at 157 would be above. We do have red cloud. Well, we actually have nothing forming right now. I mean, they're literally wanting to stall out price right here, and you can see that there's like just basically like the forecast for the future is neither red nor green. It's just kind of flatlining. I think, I mean, if I were to be a gambling man, I'd bet on 157 for a close for the day today. I mean, I wouldn't really expect it to move any. I'm gonna do something interesting right now. I'm gonna take that 157 number and I'm gonna subtract it from the 765 number that I came up with earlier, where I thought, hey, wouldn't it be weird if we close at 765? And I'm gonna see what that comes out to for a price for AMC and see if that makes any sense. 765 minus the buck 57 puts us at 608 for a close on AMC. So we'll take a look at that and see if that makes sense to us in just a minute. But let's take a look at the 4-hour time interval for right after I tell you guys what the price would look like if we needed to see buying, if we wanted to see buying pressure. In order to see continued buying pressure on Ape, we're gonna have to see price move above this candle right here to get that lagging line up and over the candlestick. So we're looking at like a 163 is what we need to hit at some point throughout the day to get that to become a buying signal. On a 4-hour chart for Ape, lagging line is right on price line, conversions right on base. We have a green cloud forming in the future. Usually when conversion crosses base, it's a bad sign. So the 4-hour chart kind of makes this look like it's probably going to start heading down in price. We do have a point of contact or the highest amount of volume rated about a 155 price level. So maybe I guess 2 cents lower. Maybe it comes down a little bit more than that on Ape by the end of the day. Maybe it starts kind of heading for this green cloud. The bottom of the green cloud's about 148. So we're not talking about big, huge jumps in price here. It's fairly small numbers. But to keep this a buying signal, we got to get price back above. I'd say 158, which isn't much. I mean, we're at 157. Just a 1 penny would be enough to maybe see a little bit of additional buying pressure. On AMC on the 1 hour, lagging line is at price line. Conversion is above base. To see this to turn into a buy signal for the day-to-day, price is going to have to come up above the lagging price line, which its high on this is 603. To see additional buying pressure. To see price drop down through a green cloud, rise back up above it is kind of bullish, guys. I'm not. This is really kind of it's not very often you see this happen. So this is a little bit bullish here to see price moving like it is. Yeah, it's kind of weird to see. I don't see that very often. We do have a pretty clean RSI on a 1-hour time interval, meaning it's not very high. It's only at 53.71, which means that there's room for this to move upwards. There's also room for it to move downwards as well. The prevailing trend as of right now is more selling pressure, but we've seen time and time and again where these two on the vortex indicator, the buying positive and the selling positive pressure meet and then diverge in opposite directions, and so like a reversal. And so we could see, and kind of like similar to what happened back here. Kind of, they kind of met a little bit, and then we saw a short-term reversal, and then it continued back the direction it was. So it's hard to say. 4-hour chart, lagging line is above price line, conversions above base. We already saw price drive through the base, which is usually a sell-off sign, and it didn't happen. We got positive momentum yesterday, which I was completely not expecting at all, which is why I was predicting such a low price prediction for the day yesterday. This is kind of surprising a little bit to me to see price doing what it's doing. If it's not going to break through the thinner portion of the front side of this green cloud, it'll be on the back side, which could be somewhere over in here in this range. If that's the case, and we see continued amount of buying pressure kind of kicking in, staying above the baseline is going to be the key target, which is going to be, as of right now, $5.76, and we're at $5.92. So there's still a chance. So does 608 sound appropriate for a close for the day today on AMC? I think we could see that. I think there's a possibility if I were to lower my Ape prediction to, like, say 155, I would move AMC up to 610. I'm going to stick with these numbers. I'm going to say Ape closes at 157, straight line across, especially with such low volume for the day today. And then Bruno's going to go outside. He's whining over there. And then 608, I think for AMC, I think is probably going to be. I think that's going to be my prediction. Let me pull it up here. So 615 to 915 for price prediction for the day today. $7 a.m. pokey stick of volume kicking in. Looks like it's going to be about 30,000 shares, maybe, or a little less. 26,000, 26.9. Yeah, that's a low volume. So 10 to 30 is usually the lowest I like to go on AMC for volume prediction, but today I'm going 5 to 25. And on Ape, pokey stick of volume came in at about 4,000 shares, giving us 7,000 shares in total. 1 to 20 is the most I can predict on Ape. We have some other big pieces of news that are kind of hitting my radar a little bit. Some of you guys are really helpful in posting in different information in the Discord, which is really cool. Let me pull it up here real fast. We've got I think it might have been in general. So two different things. I'm not certain, but it looks like, let me just make sure this is right here in the court. Okay, it looks like it was filed yesterday. So it looks like so Al from Boston got involved and pointed out the relationship that the special master has with her brother to the case. I don't remember the exacts on that, but anyways, the court ruled on it and said, upon consideration of the motion to disqualify the and recuse special master, which, by the way, I actually got that right yesterday. I don't know how I remembered special master, but Corinne Elise Amato, due to a conflict of interest, it is hereby ordered the motion is granted. Special Master Corinne Elise Amato is disqualified from serving in this case due to a potential conflict of interest. The court will appoint a replacement special master without any potential conflict of interest. The interested party's request for Any other relief is denied. The court retains jurisdiction over this matter for further proceedings as necessary. So ordered the 5th day of May 2023. I don't know, you know, whatever. Then we've got Bittrex Exchange has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I haven't verified this information yet. So if that is the case, I feel like that's kind of significant news. I'm not a crypto guy, so for those of you who are, what do you think about that? What's tell me what's on your mind about in regards to that? Oh yeah, Bruno, hold on a second. I gotta let Bruno out. I'll be right back. He's getting that stage in his life where he just doesn't want to come down when I'm ready to come down, and so like I'm like, okay, well then you're just gonna have to wait. But he ran outside like right now. It was definitely rabbits that he was wanting to go after. Hoarder says her brother has an IMDb page. Apparently, he works in the movie industry. Apex, good morning to you. Going with sideways fuckery in our beloved stonks. AMC close at 5.95 and Ape close at 1.55. A combined of 6 to 9. That might not be a bad prediction. I actually upped mine from yesterday, but it's a little bit more higher than yours, which I'm sure you probably already heard. Let's see here. That could be where the Bitcoin went. Mr. Finance said. I know a lot of people. A lot of people were making claims, Mr. Finance, that I was reading about. That a lot of uh, I guess wealthier individuals were allowed to exit their positions, and then leaving a lot of people kind of to fend for themselves. Bittrex, Hazel. Chad says, Casey, thoughts on failure to delivers next week? I think I covered that yesterday, but let me check it again. I mean, there's like big numbers, really, really big numbers that are showing up, but they're actually for the end of this week, if I recall correctly. So failure delivers ending on the 12th is yeah, one of our biggest numbers is due by the 11th, and that's 18.3 million. But remember, this is not a rolling number when it comes to failure to deliver. So when you're reading those numbers, that's how much was due that day. And so when you see, for example, like if you're, I don't know if you're looking, let me just put it up on the chart for you here. That way we know what we're talking about together. But the end of this week is going to be the 12th, right? So anything is due before the 12th, on the 12th or before is going to be what's going to be due this week. So we're looking at like up to these dates right here. These are the last 3 days of this week that we're going to see come due. So we're looking at an 18.3 million. But remember, when these numbers are going up like this, that's what was due at that time, and you can see that they did find about what is that, 12, 13, and they found about 13 million of those shares already from 4.6 to 4.11 because the number dropped from 18.3 down to 5.6. So you have to remember this is a rolling number. Every single day that's reported is what is due for that day. So you can see that there's definitely like a trend here in the chart. You can see where there's like these peaks. There's another peak in here, and I would say that we saw over the last, man, I don't know. Let's take a look at it and add it up here. We saw quite a few shares going through CHX, and that's what I've been telling you guys is one of the places that you can find failure to deliver reporting. And so CHX volume, you could go through here and you could start adding up a lot of this. Now, this may not necessarily be all of it, but you can see over the last week here, there's been quite a few shares that have been returned here. If you were to add up these numbers, they don't look like they would add up to about 15 million. So they may still have some more shares to find. But yesterday's numbers were really, really, really super low. So let's add these up here just for the heck of it. I'm just going to do rough numbers, right? So we'll start from 421, and we'll just put in these numbers here: 1.459 plus 2.685 plus 0.719 plus 0.1 plus 3 plus 0.633 plus 0.479 plus 1 plus 0.038 plus 1 plus, I'm just kind of rounding some of these. Yeah, so they found about 11 over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Over the last 11 days, they found 11.11 million shares. So they have been finding some shares in here to be able to close out some of these positions. And I guess what I will say is this: in regards to the failure to delivers, holding the AMC when these are due is one of the most important things for us to do. And so this whole arbitrage play that's being presented to us is for a reason. They want you to sell your AMC shares and arbitrage into Ape for a lower price so you can get more shares. Why? Because there's so many due. And it does seem like they are finding some shares out there, as you can see from some of these returned failure to delivers. So if you're not doing your part into holding your position, then you're letting them out. You're letting them off the hook. And it is what it is. I can't control that. What we can do is we can take a look at AMC and see what OBV is saying in regards to what's going on with price continuously moving upwards. I wouldn't imagine that OBV is going to show anything significant, but let's take a look at it real quick for AMC. Yeah, it's showing rising OBV. So if there is some selling pressure that's going on, there's more buying than there is selling, but that doesn't matter though. If somebody is selling their positions, that still does allow them to get out of failure to deliver responsibilities. But you can see that there's definitely holding pressure. That's the problem, quite honestly. Here you have price. Let's take a really dramatic look at this on OBV here, because this actually does kind of signify a little bit of a problem here. We're going to expand this out, and then we're going to take a look at what this looks like in contrast to maybe like other points in time from the past and how well does it line up. There is, I would say there's some exceptional buying pressure and holding pressure here. But look at this. Look at some of the days here. I'm going to zoom in on this just a tad bit. Look at some of the days here. There is some selling going on in here, right? I think there is some selling going on. The question is does the buying pressure outweigh the selling pressure? That's the big question. And I would say since the 16th of March, I would say yes, because I can just line this up and see that there's more holding than there is price movement. Because otherwise I could line this up like here, and you can see that it lines up very well where price moves up over here, but actually some selling was going on right back here. Price started moving up, and OBV did not follow that. So there was some definite selling into this move up over here. I mean, you can see that. I mean, it's very, very clear as day. There was selling starting going back over here. Integrity. Watch be careful who you're following, guys. If you're giving a platform for people to come into this community and tell people to give bad advice, then that's what you're going to get, is you're going to get bad decision making. Mr. Finance says, I really think Bittrex caused the Bitcoin drop suddenly. Yeah, I think that could be the case. Einstein says, I think most of that's institutional and not retail. It's very possible. It is possible that it is, although I think some of this in here might be retail. Maybe not diamond-headed apes, but I do think some of this right in here. This right here, probably not so much. These quick moves like this, I don't think was necessarily retail. But you can see we're getting some better buying and holding pressure currently. But there's still some strong dips though. Every time we see price dip a little bit, there are some strong dips in that OBV there. Just curious where the March 14th day is here on AMC. Yep, we got that same pattern on March 14th with price movement as we did on Ape. Where's March 14th? Right here. I think this is the day, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was the time frame when they thought that the conversion and reverse split was going to occur, and then the lawsuit came out and it was delayed. I'm pretty sure that's what this was. Currently, AMC is at $5.91, and Ape is at $157. Barcoding. Let's see what we got going on over here. Yeah, Bird Eye says last year this time institutes owned about 34%. That's correct, and now it's 25. That is correct. Well, Michael, I hope that's the case. Tom says, I won't be making market open. Daughter is getting a herniated disc steroid injection soon. Wow. Ooh, that sounds rough, man. Einstein, I got you down for 606 to 906. You are up. You like me have corrected to the top side. It's funny because you and I were both the two that went low yesterday, and we're we're joining the other two guys to the top side. I went 615 to 915. I might have overshot just a little bit, but I was looking at something in particular that's kind of making me think that perhaps we kind of close very close to about 764, 765 by the end of the day. Maybe. I can hope. Yeah, I hope she feels better, Tom. Yes, Thomas James had a video. I saw somebody post that on the Discord as well. Thomas James had a video with a hedgie having a meltdown. Mr. Heedy, good morning. If you guys aren't in the Discord, send me a message and I will try to get you guys into the Discord. Send me a DM through Twitter or Reddit, your choice. Bird Eye says, when on steroids, don't let your daughter eat too much sugar foods. Throws off insulin balance in the body when on roids. Wow. Yes, sir. Arthur, I can give it to you. In fact, I'll give you two different things. I will tell you what it is for next week, and then I will send you a link. Max Pain for next week is $10. And then what I'll do is I'll send you a link in order for you to be able to look that up for yourself if you want to. I use a site called maximum-pain.com, or maybe it's a hyphen. I don't know what they call that, but there it is. Yeah, boom. No, unfortunately, I'll bet you it's a quad witching week. Let me look at it and see. Let's see, quad witching days. March 17th, June 16th. Okay, so it's not a quad witching day. What is that? Why is there so many options due? March 17th, June 16th, September 15th, and December 15th are the quad witching days this year. So what is this? Hold on a second. Let me figure this out. No. I'm looking at the options expiring for that week, which, by the way, is May 19th is the ending day. I mean, there's a lot of options that are expiring. I'm wondering if these are like, I don't know what these are. If we were to close above $6 and maintain that going into next week, that would put an additional 51.5 thousand contracts in the money going into next week. The next big number for call options is going to be at a $10 strike, though. You know what? It seems to me like these might be leaps, because there's $13 leaps with 103,000 contracts at 103,000 contracts at $13. Something's these look like, again, I'm not a huge options expert, but these look like leaps of some sort. Is that the? Let me see what Friday that is of the month. Second to last Friday of the month. It should be the last Friday. I don't know. It can't be that. Is it second to last Friday or first? Hold on a second. Let me check something out. Mm, the third Friday. That's what it is. No, it's in January though. It is. It is the third Friday. The 19th is the third Friday. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not. I'm sure. I'm sure. Triple witching. Einstein says triple witching. Hold on a second. Yep. March 17th. June 16th, September 15th. No, that's still it's okay. The triple witching is the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. So it's not triple. It's the same thing. It's the quad and triple witching are the same thing, but it's not that. It's something else. Andrew Morgan says website sounds a little naughty. Maximum pain. Yeah. It's well. I mean, it's it's for all you. What are they? Is it BDSM or something like that? I don't know what it stands for. Could they put max pain at 10 to suck people into options? It doesn't look like that because anybody who's going to be buying an option at a $10 strike, especially 103,000 contracts, would have bought them a long time ago, I would imagine. And so that's why I'm thinking these are some kind of long-term positions that were made a long, long time ago, more than likely. I've seen that the date was coming up with a large quantity of positions out there, but it is not a it's not a let me check something else out here real quick here. Uh, They might just be monthlies. I think they're just monthlies. The third Friday of every month should just be monthly positions. Most brokers require to contact them by 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, or they will make the decision for you. Yeah, I think it might just be monthlies. That's my best guess. I'm going with it's just a monthly expiration. And Nobzilla says triple witching, quad witching, not worth getting excited about. Nothing ever happens with the witches. I tend to agree with you. I feel like that usually is the case. Um, I would say also too with in regards to the maximum pain, jumping up to $10. If you look at the chart for that, especially the link that I gave you, Arthur. Let me put the. This is gonna blind you guys. I can't change the charts unfortunately, so it's gonna be nice and bright here. In 3, 2, 1, and enjoy the advertisements at the top of the screen. I'm not interested in bras. I don't know what that's up there for. It's got to be something my wife searches for. I don't know. Anyways, taking a look at the chart here, and what I would say is that I mean there was a lot of positions that were created at a $10 strike. We've seen call. You can see calls and puts in the at the $10 strike range, and I think a lot of that's been to price out retail out of being able to create positions during that specific week or the third Friday of every month. And so if we come down here and we look at the distribution of some of this, it is definitely more heavily weighted towards the put side on this. So, but max pain is at $10, so there is going to be, if price closes at a $6 strike, there is going to be a lot of puts in here that will be in the money for that time frame. Let me just check something real quick here. Puts. Yeah, there's. These will be. I'm looking to verify that these numbers are correct, and I don't see it. It's not showing up on when I'm looking at Fidelity. I don't see some of this open interest here, so I'm a little surprised by seeing some of the numbers that are posted up on here. I do see $1 strikes with a significant quantity, and I do believe this is in price. But I don't see an open interest. I don't see 50 cent. Am I on the right day? 519. Maybe I don't have the right date in here. No, I have the right date in here. See, and the numbers that they're showing on here as well. Oh, I know what this is. Okay. On this chart here, this is the quantity. I believe this is how much money could be made from positions that were created. I think because it talks about max pain maturity. I think this is more of a to quantify like how much money would be made at a closing price over or under a certain value. Yeah, I think that's how this chart should be read. So in other words, if price were to close at 50 cents, this is how much money would be in total would be how much value would be extracted. Oh, because the options chain over here looks just like mine does. It looks accurate. Yeah, but just because there's the max pain is $10, I would not expect to see necessarily a price that high. Yeah. Yep. Arthur says you were looking for double-barreled slingshots, right? Nope. All those are kind of cool though. I wouldn't mind having one. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're looking at, Bird Eye. We're looking for we were looking at next week on purpose. Let me make sure I put my options chart back to where I normally have it. Otherwise, this afternoon when we start looking at the numbers, I'll be going like, why did these seem not right? Something's not right here. All right, there, got it back. The Lion King. Good morning to you. All right, it is break time. Thanks for reminding me, Jay. I am going to head to break. Let me put up my message real quick on the screen here, and see you guys in a bit.